Welcome to another edition of Pro Paintball Weekly. I'm your host E-Money, and this week we're talking the nppl 2007 Boston Tea Party. That's right, folks. It wasn't long ago and when we were talking, hey, is the nppl ever going to return to Boston? But with the new ownership and Sean Walker taking control, they realized that this was a market that could not be missed, and we are glad they decided to take a tour stop in Boston. All right, folks, to the winner goes the spoils. So without further ado, let's join Jennifer Peterson in the winner's circle.
With back-to-back first-place finishes in Tampa and Boston, San Diego Dynasty is just 2 events away from a record-setting 5 straight Super 7 titles. No other team has been series champion of the new Super 7 other than Dynasty. With new stars jumping aboard like Dave Baines, it seems Dynasty is living up to their name. For Pro Paintball Weekly, I'm Jen Peterson.
All right, Jen, thanks for that report. And let's move on now to the top 8 of the Boston event here. Of course, obviously, Dynasty winning it all. Second place, LA Infamous. There's a surprise. These guys have been, again, consistent this year and on the radar. And again, once again, taking Dynasty to the limit there, but Dynasty ended up pulling out the victory, of course. Third place in Boston, Joy Division. More referee woes here for Joy Division. You can see in this clip here a 3-for-1 being called as the referee again cuts all the way across the field. Maximus definitely was not happy about that one, and I definitely questioned that call. But you can see here in this next clip, Joy Division taking their frustration out on Jacksonville Raiders is a great move here there, eliminating the 2 guys on the center 50 and also in the snake. Got to hand it to Joy Division. All right, folks, 4th in Boston, 4th place, Pittsburgh All-Americans. And there's a name that's surprising for you. That's right, Pittsburgh played well, but it was Dynasty's match to have, and they were just too much to overcome. 5th place, Edmonton Impact. That's right, missed the top 4 by, I believe, 3 or 4 points, just 1 elimination away, and that has got to hurt. But nonetheless, Edmonton Impact making their name known. And again, this is their 3rd straight Elite 8 performance, and these guys are not slowing down one bit. 6th place, Portland Naughty Dogs. You got to hand it to these guys here, creeping up here. Looks like last year these guys couldn't decide which event that they were going to excel at, and they were hot and cold, but they've been creeping their way up. Congratulations to 6th place, to Rocky and the boys here. Again, making their name known in the 7-man. All right, number 7, speaking of 7-man, the LA Ironman, 7th place, and this basically was the Oliver Lang show. As you can see, Ollie putting on a clinic here. Oliver Lang, like I said, takes out 5 of the dogs before he's done. And once again, Oliver can do it all. 8th place overall in Boston, Jacksonville Raiders. These guys had a hot gun penalty and still were able to squeak in to the Elite 8, but nonetheless, that was all that they could do. All right, folks, now we're getting into the overall standings for the 2007 nppl Super 7 series here. Number 1, of course, the leaderboard, taking control, San Diego Dynasty with a huge lead, 73 points overall. 2nd place, again, overall, you got to hand it to them, Edmonton Impact, 10 points behind. Not a insurmountable number, but nonetheless, Dynasty is enjoying a comfortable lead. 3rd place overall, LA Infamous with 55 points. And again, you can see the comfortable lead that Dynasty has keeps getting bigger as we go down. 4th place, Ironman with a 51, definitely still in reach for the series championship. 5th overall, Joy Division with a 50. I think any one of those top 5 teams, again, is still in striking distance with 2 events left. 6th place, the Dogs at 35 points. I think it's just about out of reach for the Dogs, but nonetheless, they can move up and possibly in the top 4 overall at the end of the year if they continue to keep going. And folks, this leads us right now to the middle of the road segment, and let's get into it. At 7th overall, we have Oakland Blast, followed by St. Louis Avalanche in 8th place, and then Jacksonville Raiders in the 9th spot overall. Coming off back-to-back 8th place finishes in Tampa and now Boston, I spoke with Raiders captain Dave Pastore, and this is what he had to say. The hot gun penalty killed us. Still, we played well enough to make the Elite 8, but so far it's been a frustrating year. We should have been ranked in the top 4, no problem. Loss of coaches and a gun change also were things that the Jacksonville Raiders had to overcome. So we'll see if Kansas City coming up will be their breakthrough event. All right, in 10th place overall, we move on to the New England Hurricanes. And again, I had a chance to sit and talk with New England owner Jeff Stein, and I think frustrated is an understatement for the owner of this squad. Here's what Jeff had to say. It was a massive underperformance. We let our fans and the whole city down. We have no teamwork, no cohesion right now. We have great players. Now we need them to play as a team. That was New England Hurricanes owner Jeff Stein, obviously not too excited about how things have been going in Boston and the whole year. Now, rounding out the bottom bracket overall, we have number 11, Pittsburgh All-Americans, obviously with that strong placing, fourth place in Boston, that jumped them up the ladder. 12th place overall, Montreal Image. 13th, we have Chicago Farside. 14th, Jersey Authority. And 15th, Pasadena Bad Company. And the bottom three teams facing deregulation moves us to the Losers Lounge. But before we enjoy the lounge, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. All right, folks, welcome back. Pro Paintball Weekly. I'm your host, E-Money, and we are breaking down, of course, the Boston 2007 and, of course, the entire nppl year in review so far. But before we get there, I got one more quick announcement, folks. This is kind of making lemon out of lemonade. I got to throw something out here. I want you to check out the skins game. Check out on your screen real quick. Go to www.skinsonthebeach.com. That's skinsonthebeach.com. This is a 2-on-2 event. Going to be at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center August 10th, 11th, and 12th. $2,000 going to the first place team. Again, $2,000 to the first place team. All right, folks, that moves us now to the infamous Losers Lounge. And this is definitely a place where you don't want to be. But unfortunately, we have three teams finding themselves there right now. Okay. With a 15th place finish in Boston, Miami Rage is ranked 16th overall. Not where anyone expected. Sponsors, players, you name it. Team spokesman and owner Art Mendoza had this to say: "We knew the beginning of the year was going to be tough with the loss of key players. Then Tampa came, and we did not have two players due to a death and prior commitments. Boston was the first event where we had the same team as last year. We just could not get it together." All right, folks, Art also mentioned that they are now in a spot and they are willing to pay pro teams to come and practice with them. That's right. Miami Rage will fit the bill for other pro teams to come down and practice with them in the Florida area. So if you definitely want to get a hold of Art and come on down and check out Miami Rage and what they're doing down there. I don't think Rage is in a position where they have to worry, their sponsors have to worry about getting deregulated. Again, this is a team that won events last year. I think they'll have a strong finish in KC, or worst case in San Diego, and they will definitely be out of the deregulation zone. All right, let's talk about the 17th place team, which I don't think will be that lucky. Excessive, that's right. You look at Excessive's performance this year. First event, Huntington Beach, 18th place. Then they came back around, surprised everybody with a 7th place in Tampa, and now a 17th place in Boston. Man, Rich, yeah, man, I'm glad I'm not you, brother. You've got a squad here that's been up, it's been down, it's been left, and it's been right, and you're definitely in a spot where you don't want to be. Obviously, the glory days of Excessive have long passed, so we're going to see if Rich can hold this together. But with this inconsistent play and everything that's going on, they're in a tough spot hanging out in the Losers Lounge. They're going to need a strong performance in KC and in San Diego to pull them out of this mess, and I don't know if they have it in them, but it would be sad to see Excessive be a casualty after again, coming so close to being the world champions last year, ending it like this, so we hope they can pull it out. All right, folks, that leads us to 18th place, Las Vegas LTZ. I think Las Vegas LTZ has one of the strongest ownerships as far as, and you've heard me talk great things about Bart Monroe before. This guy's got character, this guy's got class, he's got integrity. I think he just has a young team. And again, they came out in Huntington Beach strong, 10th place, followed up with a 17th in Tampa, now an 18th in Boston. I don't know if his young crew is used to traveling, is used to going on the road, used to doing this, maybe not used to the pressure that the Super 7 brings, perhaps all the cameras on center court, that may be another thing. But they have to come back home to San Diego, and before that KC, so they do not lose that spot. And as you know, this spot has been on loan to them from Dye, so I know Youngblood is definitely looking on very anxiously because they don't want to see this spot end in deregulation. All right, folks, out of the Losers Lounge we come. Whew, that's a tough spot to be in. And now we move on to Kansas City, folks. Who's going to be the surprise team? Who's going to pull it out? Who's going to end up in the winner's circle? Is Dynasty going to make another unprecedented 5th in the row? We'll find out, and we'll see who the champs are of KC. So until then, I'm Evan Money. God bless, everybody.